Good, hi. I've been told I'm live, so welcome to the Tuesday Qigong class. David's just helped set me up. He's off to a meeting, so it's just me in the shrine room today with you, and not in the shrine room. And today we'll be doing, the subject is gladdening the mind, which I took from a Buddhist text, the Satipatthana. There's a stage in mindfulness of the mind, which is gladdening the mind. I was sort of scratching around for a subject. So we'll see where we go with that. I'm not quite sure yet. But let's start as usual with a warm up. So feet hip width apart, knees slightly bent, and just swinging the arms. And as usual, just making sure the hands don't touch and they don't come much above shoulder height, so as not to put a strain on the heart. And if you want, you can raise the toes on the upswing. So I'll come sideways on, and just on the upswings, you can raise the toes and even extend the fingers a bit. It's entirely up to you, though. It's not very comfortable at first, I don't think, but I've got used to it now. So if you want, you can just swing the arms fairly gently. Just a gentle warm-up to get the blood circulating and the chi flowing a little bit more freely. So hi to everybody who's logged in. I know Paul has said hello. There may be other people who said hello, but I don't know right now. But yeah, hello to everybody. Hello to Paul. Not from Sidcup, I think, anymore. Good. So we'll do this for the usual 5 to 10 minutes, somewhat in between. Just do a gradual warm-up. So yeah, the stage of gladdening the mind I think is just to do with the stage in meditation when you sort of look for pleasure in the body, look for feelings of enjoyment. So when we do Qigong, we don't really try and do that. Not in this tradition. We just let the Qi do its thing and let the mind do its thing, listen to music or talk to your friends, or you can watch telly, just relax really. And don't make it very complicated. Which in a sense gladdens the mind. It gladdens my mind anyway. I've got our clocks not working anymore, so I've got a small clock down here, so I might be looking down a bit during the class. I've been leading the morning regulars meditation this week and reading from the poetry of Ryokan, who's a 18th century Zen poet and monk. He was a little bit eccentric. Well, I don't know if he's eccentric or not, or he's just very wise, but certainly unusual, not your everyday fellow. Richard sent me a story of Ryokan picking his nose and wanting to wipe it on the sleeve of the guest next to him. So the sleeve of the guest to the left, and that guest wasn't particularly happy about it. So then he tried to wipe it on the guest to the right, who equally was pretty horrified. And Ryokan ended up putting a bit of snot back in his nose. That's maybe not the best bit of advertisement for him, but he's a wonderful character and poet. Certainly capable of kind of experiencing gladness of mind in simple things. And I come sideways on again. So we're just looking ahead, relaxing the shoulders. Maybe just enjoying the simple movement. You can appreciate just being able to move. Or I can. I've had a bad back for the last few weeks, and it's quite nice to think I can move a little bit more freely. So it's a sense of appreciation for health or what we have gladdens the mind. So easy for me not to do that. It's so easy to be glass half empty. It's wonderful just to be able to move and to breathe. Let's go for a few more minutes. Just want to plug this evening's class as well. So this evening's Tuesday class, we're exploring the Satipatthana, the Anapanasati, the foundations of mindfulness of body, mindfulness of feeling, mindfulness of mind, in which gladdening the mind is part of that, and mindfulness of reality. And tonight we're looking at mindfulness of Vedana, of feeling, being aware of pleasant, neutral, and unpleasant sensations. So we'll be meditating, and Mahamani will be giving a talk on that, leading a meditation on Vedana, on feeling. So that should be good. And if it's not, I'll be here, so I guess I'll get first-hand unpleasant Vedana. But I think it will be good. Okay, let's just come to a stop. Shake out a little bit. And we'll rotate the knees. So hands just above the knees and just kind of rotating the knees one way. So neck soft, looking a few feet ahead. And going the other way. So yeah, don't do anything if it's aggravating an injury or makes you feel faint or nauseous. Just stop, take a break. Okay, put my back a bit. Okay, then hands on hips and just rotating the hips. So keeping the head steady. Just rotating the hips one way and we'll go the other way. Just remind you, it's good to have, before Qigong, about 10-15 minutes before Qigong, to have maybe half a glass of warm water, just to help the system. Nothing too cold. And then to rehydrate after Qigong as well. Nice cup of tea, maybe. And just going the other way. In case you're wondering, the picture of the man behind me is that of Mark, who died recently of a heart attack. And I didn't know him very well, but I did know him a little bit, or bumped into him around the centre. And, it's obviously very sad. Well, I think, on his there's a little bit of text there, it just says that he was a very generous and loyal man, and that's also how I remember him. He's volunteered a lot for the yoga classes, and he'd be often helping out, and over quite a period of time as well. Not sure whether we've gone the other way, but let's just go this way again. I lost track. I think we have actually. So let's stop, shake out again, and do the last warm up. Come side on. So breathing in, sort of raising up an energy ball. Breathing out, tracing the inside of a circle. So just with your, in time with your own breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And it's not a stretch or a strain, it's within your own capacity, so it could be quite limited, or if you're a little bit more limber, it could be a bit wider. And then coming to a rest, so a little shake, and then right hand just below the belly, left hand on top. So just coming into the resting position. You can come to this position anytime during the practice. Just having the hands on the lower dantian, which is the energy storehouse. Just quite a nice place to put your hands, even lying on bed or just resting. Okay, and from here we'll come into Wu Qi. So Wu Qi is hands at the sides, fingers naturally spread, arms slightly rounded, some space beneath the armpits. I'll come sideways on again. So knees slightly bent. The pelvis in a sort of neutral position, so not too far forward or the bum sticking out. You're somewhere in between. And just looking ahead. So I'm looking at the walls painted by Vidyadhaka, sort of flames of yellow. Yeah, so just connected with the ground through the feet and the sky through the crown of the head. Working on all of the organs, stimulating chi. Just allowing the energy to flow more freely through the body. It's good to have a window open or a door open so there's air circulating. A little bit stuffy in here, but it's big enough room. So just relaxing into any tension, breathing into any tension. I've got images from this morning's Ryokan's poem going through my mind of green streams and mountains, spring flowers. But you don't have to do that. It's definitely a bit strange not having anybody in the room with me. All I have is a tripod and a camera on a laptop. It's a bit science fiction. Okay, just staying in Wu Chi for a little bit longer. Okay, let's just shake out. Coming back to the resting position. And we'll go straight into just holding the energy ball. So um, this is traditionally different for men and women. So for women, you'd have your right hand on top, left hand below. And for men, it would be left hand on top, right hand below. But you can choose either of those. But that's the traditional Chinese way. And then just experiment with sort of lowering the hands to see if you can sort of feel the edge of the energy. So just feeling the edge of the energy and finding the right shape energy ball for you today. So it's going to differ from day to day and also from person to person. It might be very big, it might be quite small, doesn't matter. So just feeling the energy ball. So what I understand very kind of vaguely by this is that the lower dantian is kind of round about the navel, and this is kind of externalizing that energy, well, just sort of holding that energy. It's a little bit of a homage to Ryokan. Ryokan liked to play with children. He liked to play. There's some game with a bouncing ball, which apparently he was very, very good at, which involved, I think, bouncing the ball and counting. So it's a bit of a homage to that. I think he just seemed to have a capacity to be fully immersed in whatever he was doing, or to immerse himself, often to the point of forgetfulness. So he'd go out to do one thing, go out to beg, and end up staring at the moon, or gathering flowers, or playing with children for hours. I've been trying to experiment with just doing one thing at a time, or being more fully occupied in whatever task I'm engaged in the moment, rather than going off and planning the next thing. It's very nice when I can do it, but I can't do it that often or that long, but something to practice. Yeah, so just breathing into any tension or taking a break if you need to take a break. If you can hold the edge of any discomfort, that can be good too. Just allow the energy to work on loosening blockages in the body. Okay, we'll start a bit of movement. So we'll just rotate the ball. So it was described to me once as taking, like, unscrewing the lid of a jar, but you're just sort of rotating the hands around the ball of energy. So just do it kind of to one breath to a turn. So breathing in or breathing out. Small pause. In or out. Pause again. So just rotating the ball. and then coming to a halt with the other hand on top. So if you had your right hand on top previously, have your left hand on top, and vice versa. And then shaking out. So coming to rest again. And then back into Uchi. And then we'll just sort of push the hands slightly backwards. So palms facing down, the hands just a little bit behind us. So you can do this more or less depending on what's comfortable for you. It's quite strenuous if you push them back quite far. So just something that is enough for you. You can maybe sit down a little bit more if you can do that. Just make sure the knees don't extend beyond the toes. And then let's come into wood. So wood is sort of holding, you can imagine holding a beach ball towards the bottom, hand facing the liver, or the hands facing the liver, arms slightly rounded. Come sideways on. So I can imagine myself, well, in a forest. So wood's good if you're feeling a bit peevish or angry. Had too much to drink, too much coffee or alcohol. You're just grumpy. And I think in a moment we'll go into water. Just hold wood for a bit longer. And into water. So hands facing downwards, space underneath the armpits. Again, knees slightly bent, pelvis neutral. So again, you can imagine yourself in a stream holding a couple of balls on the surface of the water, just gently holding them in place, feet grounded on the stream bed. And if you're struggling, it might be some consolation. I am too a bit today. I don't know quite why, but maybe it's a bit muggy. I'm a bit tired, but some days I think I like that. It's just a bit hard work. So maybe I'll distract myself by mentioning the summer retreat that's coming up. So that's the 2nd to the 9th of August. So we're doing that in conjunction with a few other Buddhist centres, so with Sheffield and Dublin and Cambridge, I think, and Brixton, maybe some others as well. I think already 250 people have booked on it. And there'll be talks and ritual and meditation. There'll be a chat lounge and also groups. So there'll be home groups, Zoom groups. So I think it's going to be like a full-on retreat, but just online. So I know some people already have. You could take a whole week off to do it. So treat it like a retreat. And if it's anything like the home retreat that we did I don't know how long ago that was, 6 weeks ago or so now. That was over 1,000 people on that, and really, really strong for a lot of people. I think I was on a team for that, and it was really a good experience. So I'd encourage you to To register for that, it's a free course. I think it's done by donation, but you still need to register for it. And we have most of our senior teachers, Macho Bandhu, Surigupta, Jnanavacha, Subhadramati, Gauravati's on it as well. So be very good teaching and a big team. And also be very nice to do it with other Buddhist centers as well. I think that's the first, well, I'm pretty sure it's the first like online course with going across the country. Yeah, so that's 2nd to 9th of August. Normally somebody would post a link to it, but you should be able to find a link on the LBC Online website. Okay, and just coming to a rest again. Shaking out. We've got a few more minutes left. Not quite sure what to do. Let's do fire. So fire is probably the most difficult element. So it's for the heart. So let's just raise the hands, palms outwards, cheek height, relaxing the shoulders. We won't do it very long, but we'll just do it for a little while. And just to say as well that in 2 weeks' time I won't be here. So hopefully Jayaka will be able to cover the classes, but if not, we'll sort something else out. But I'm going to go on a solitary retreat for 6 days, which I'm looking forward to. Try and do not very much. Yeah, so with this, don't overdo it, but see if you can sort of stay with the discomfort a little bit anyway. And then coming to rest, so shaking out again, hands resting on the belly. And back into Uji. So just to remind you of tonight's class at 7 with Mahamani on Vedana, on mindfulness of feeling. Also to recommend that you to listen to last week. Pam Palash did a very, very good led meditation on mindfulness of the body, and also very, very good talk on it as well. And then finally, the usual charity appeal, to say that I know a lot of you have already given to the London Buddhist Centre, and we really appreciate it. And we do need your support to maintain the activities we do here. So if you can give, we really appreciate it. Normally we'd post a link to give, but there should be a link beneath the video. Just click on that, and you can donate something if you wish. As I say, we really do appreciate it, particularly at this time where we are losing revenue and losing money at the moment. So David's come to turn you off in a minute. Okay, let's gather up the energy. So on the in-breath, breathing in, left hand on top of the right, over the chest and belly. And then let's gather to the left. Back to the center, left hand over the right, and to the right. And then swimming the hands to the kidneys, giving them a rub and breathing in, little bounce. And warming up the palms of the hands. And massaging the neck. Good, I think that'll do. I hope your mind's a bit gladder. And that I'll see you maybe later on today at 7 for the class, and otherwise on Thursday for Qigong. Yoga again tomorrow.